In the book of Corinthians, we read about where Paul talks about the possibility of wrongly discerning the body. And I think we've placed a lot of emphasis on that, like it means I go to church. I think there's a value to that. But more importantly, I think when it talks about the body of Christ, it talks about how we receive communion. What do we do with communion? Is communion bigger than the table? What does it mean when we don't get along with our brother and our sister? What does it mean when we avoid them? When we put them down, we don't deal with them. I feel like a lot of people are making a lot of decisions. I talked about the possibility of crashing and burning. And when I say that from a prophetic standard. It doesn't mean you're going to go crash and burn. But what it does mean is you have the ability to make choices in your freedom and to avoid the very essence of what God has put together for us all to embrace, which is not only our relationship with God, but our relationship with those that are in the body of Christ. Circumstances are going to come and people are going to deal with them one way or another. I've been saying for quite a while now that Acts 2:42, where it begins to talk about coming together daily, is a critical factor. I mentioned earlier today, and I've mentioned it before, that there's a word that I was given the other day about the pastor rising up within our fellowship. The pastor is the one who knits hearts. Unfortunately, the pastor is usually the one, I'm not talking about the leader, please hear my heart, but the one who has rejection and is all or nothing. They either stop hanging out with people or they begin to avoid people, or they just always are in pain. So we're sitting at the midst of some things. I think it's no surprise that a prophetic voice that I've known for some 20 plus years is coming into the area. I've been asked to meet with him. I will be doing that. But more importantly, it's what do we do? Where does the body of Christ fit in? The body of Christ isn't just the people that show up on Sunday morning. The body of Christ may be those who live next door to you. So I'm going to ask you to take some time and really ask yourself, are you rightly discerning the body of Christ? And it says that some may have fallen asleep, and that word actually translates to the possibility of dying because they've wrongly discerned the body of Christ. There is a hardening of the heart that has the potential to come into lives when we face rejection, discouragement, attacks, not attacks from the enemy so much as attacks from people. We know that we're to pray for our enemy. We know to wash the feet of our of those about us, to bring refreshing to lives. So I'm going to encourage you to take some time in the days to come and begin to evaluate, where are you? You know, I said the other day that we teach what we know, but we reproduce who we are. And what that means is who we are isn't necessarily what we teach, though it would be nice if it would be. And I would like to believe it would be in most of our lives, because to not do that is hypocritical. So here we are, 7/11, 2023. And I just feel like God is getting ready to change some things in people's lives. And some will enlist, some will allow the kingdom to come, and some will resist. So will we allow the enlistment or the resistment? Thanks. Love you guys.